Hello, my name is Kirioth, and today I've got a lovely little announcement for you. Now, if you in any way follow me on Twitter, or indeed are a patron, which is awesome if you are, thank you very much, you'll have known that last week I made an announcement that I was intending to launch a website. And the reasons for this I'll go into in a moment, but what I want to say first is the website has launched. It's not 100% finished yet, there's still things I want to tweak, the capture system's terrible which I want to replace, but by and large, it's pretty much there. There is content on it right now that you can go away and read. And I will answer the question that is probably springing into your head right now if you didn't already know about this or haven't read the Patreon post that I put up last week. Why are you writing stuff? Surely that is a step backwards. Surely you're not kind of moving forward with the times there. You are taking a definite step back to a less sort of popular now, a less efficient way of doing things. Well, the truth is that I want to talk about more stuff with you guys. I want to make more things for you to read and watch and consume. But I don't have the time to do it in a video format, and quite a lot of the stuff I want to talk about I don't think would work in a video format. For instance, I've started playing Dungeons & Dragons recently. You know this, you've been following me, I've talked about it a few times, I've given recaps on the stream as to what's gone on, and I really want to make that an ongoing thing, whereby after each session, like, I actually sit down and say, this is what we did, this is where we went, this is what happened. I'd love to do that. Wouldn't work as a video, because it would just be one man narrating a D&D campaign by himself to a webcam. I wouldn't be able to make it interesting enough. It would be kind of podcasty, but at the same time it would just be me talking. And while I think that's fine for like 15 or 20 minutes, if it's like an event-filled session, that's going to get dull really quick. And I just can't find a way to really properly translate that into video content. And the same applies for several other things. I've said in the past that reviews do not do well on the channel, and they don't. If it's a AAA game, then most of the time people have got there before me. If it's an indie game, then people aren't interested. And so I can spend ages doing reviews, spend ages playing a game, recording a load of footage, and then no one watches it, which is disheartening, and it takes loads of time. I kind of have a really good system whereby writing is perfect in a way, because for the 3 videos that I do a week for the channel, which is the Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to try and do an extra one this week because this is just an announcement one. I kind of have time during the week to make those videos and to stream, which is absolutely perfect. And all the time that can be spent doing that, I spend doing that. Like, it's not like I'm sitting there and going, oh well, I've got 3 videos to make, but I'm just going to sit on my arse and do nothing. All the time I have to dedicate to doing those things, I do. I do spend my time. Maybe sometimes it's not like 100% on editing or recording a video. It might also be sorting out the YouTube channel, sending out emails for press stuff, you know, trying to get hold of things to record, or just all the admin crap that comes with running a YouTube channel. You would be amazed and bored stupid if I went into detail on that. But that time is spent on those things, on YouTube, on Twitch. But I have so much more time scattered around that can't be used for that. For instance, during the mornings, I'm kind of free, but not really. I'm looking after my daughter, so I can't be sitting there trying to record something because, well, she's a year and a half old, and she's not going to sit there quietly for half an hour whilst I talk to camera, and she's not going to sit there for another 2 hours whilst I edit or sort out sound issues or whatever. But I can write, and this is the thing, I've got loads of time during the week where I can get little bits done. It's not enough time to record a video. It's not enough time to really edit a video. But it is enough time for me to write a couple of paragraphs. Then my daughter needs help, so I'll go and play with her. And then, you know, once she's had her lunch and she's having a nap, I've got another half an hour to write a bit more. Stuff like that. You know, I can actually dedicate those little bits of free time that you can't really use for anything else. I could spend making more content, and that's what I wanted to do. And so that's why I've launched the website. You can find the link in the description. It's Kirioth TV, and there is already an article on there for you to read. And that's why I've done it, because I want to talk about, like, I want to do like video game reviews, and I want to do stuff about tabletop games, and Warhammer 40,000, and Age of Sigmar, and Dungeons & Dragons. All of this stuff I've got in my head, things that I want to talk about and things that I want to share with you guys. But weirdly, kind of annoyingly, video just isn't the best way to do it, and or at least it's not the most time efficient way to do it, and you wouldn't be gaining anything by listening to me talk about it that you would get over reading me talk about it, because especially when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, how would I turn that into an interesting video without just filming the session? And even then, the session's like 4.5 hours long. So then I'd have to spend ages editing them down, and it still just wouldn't work as well, and it would lose that narrative feel that I want to put on those articles about D&D, about the adventure of my first ever character. So that's what Curiosity TV is for. It's so I can make more content for you guys, but I can work on it in bits and pieces. I can get 2 and 3, maybe even 4 articles out a week. But the thing is, I don't have to sit there and do it all in one go, you know? I don't have to sit down on like a Monday morning and go, okay, I have got 3 hours and that's it, and I've got to get an article out. It's not like that, because I can write for half an hour, then I need to go and do something else, then I've got 20 minutes free, so I write a bit more. Then a bit later in the day, I've got half an hour for lunch. Oh, I've had my lunch. Oh, I've got 15 minutes left. I'll just write a bit more. It's just a really good way for me to spend that time doing something creative and fun that also happens to give you a lot more content than you're currently getting. Now, if you're wondering how it's going to be supported, well, there's no adverts on the site, because adverts piss me off and they piss you off and they pissed everybody off. So there's no adverts on the website. It's just funded through Patreon, just like the channel. So if you watch the channel, if you then start reading the website and you're not a supporter on Patreon and you think, I'm actually getting a lot out of this, or I'm enjoying what you do, and you want to help out in that side of things, there's always a link to the Patreon in the description. And that's all the plugging I'm going to do for that, because I don't like it to be really obtrusive and in your face. I just don't like that. It rubs me the wrong way. I just like doing it. If you are already a supporter, as I've already said, I think I've had to redo this a couple of times. My head's all over the place, but I'm determined. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you. And there's already been a bit of a soft launch for the website via Patreon, and the feedback I've got has been really good so far. So if you find anything that you like the look of, if you think something needs to change, then obviously take a look at the site, take a look at the announcement thingy, which is just explaining again why it's there, and take a look at the first article, which is about the creation of my D&D character, and give me some feedback. You can leave comments on the site, obviously, or you can find me at Twitter and all the usual avenues, all the places you already know. So yeah, that's the big thing. That there is now a Curiosity TV website where you can find stuff what I write, as well as listen to stuff what I say. So there's just more content is the bottom line of it. We need to talk very briefly about the streams. So I'm trying to do 2 streams a week, but I'll be honest, I'm struggling a little bit at the moment. My health is all over the place. It's really up and down. I'm having sort of days where I'm really good and really productive and get a load done, and then I'm having days where I'm struggling to even get out of bed, and it's seesawing wildly between the two, and it's impossible to keep up with, which also makes me incredibly tired. I'm just exhausted all the time, just because by the time I've got a handle on how I feel that particular day, it changes, and it doesn't change a little bit, it changes in extremes on the next day, which means I've then got to start from scratch and trying to get kind of a grip on how I'm doing and deal with that, and it's just really difficult. If you follow me for any length of time and you've watched previous videos that I've done it, depression is not fun, it's a pain in the arse, but I'm dealing with it as best I can, and I'm trying to keep going and keep working, if you can really call it work, because I enjoy it too much for it to be properly work, I suppose. I'm trying to just keep on going, and I've been ignoring it as best I can, but sometimes it can't be ignored, and it does have an impact. So if I'm missing the occasional stream, that's why it is. It's purely down to health, and it pisses me off as well. I know that probably doesn't help, but it does, because I want to stream, but then I just can't I just don't have the energy, and you know, my head's all over the place. So if I did stream, I'd just be a miserable git sitting there complaining at you. So I've just got to take it as it comes. As it stands, I think we're still doing okay with getting a video out Monday, Wednesday and Friday. I did have a plan for putting the stream VODs out in an edited form on a Tuesday and Thursday. That was the plan initially, but then I did it for Dark Souls, and I spent 3 hours that I didn't really have editing that video down, which meant that the quality of the other video that I made that day suffered a little bit, and no one watched it. So then I uploaded a VOD instead, just in its entirety, and no one watched that either. So at the moment, I'm kind of stuck as to what to do with the streams, because I record them whilst I'm doing them. So I have all this footage and I have all these complete streams, but the cut down versions don't do very well, and the full VODs tend to do about the same by the look of things. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. I guess I might stick a second channel up and just throw the stream VODs onto that, so they're there if people want them. Beyond that, I don't really know what else to do, if I'm honest. It's a bit of a shame because there's a lot of content there. I thought about maybe using the footage to talk over to do something, but even then I don't know what I'd do with it. You know, it would be a bit weird. Sorry, I have ultra dry throat and no energy. So, back to the disgraceful caffeine drinks. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. The launch of the website, which I'm really happy it's live. There'll be another article this week, hopefully 2. We'll have to see, but hopefully 2 more articles this week. One talking about the Dungeons and Dragons, the Dark Souls board game, which is awesome, by the way. It's really, really good. And the other one being a follow-up to the first Dungeons and Dragons article. But then there'll be a little break whilst I write up the next part, because we had a session on Monday, which was brilliant. But Jesus, so much stuff happened. It was awesome, but I need to remember it all, and I need to get my notes out and look through them, which is going to take at least an hour by itself because my writing is illegible. Also, if you've been watching the streams and you've been hearing about the D&D stuff, I put the ring on. You'll know what that means if you've been there, and if you don't, well, you can read the articles and find out what that means. It's not clever, but I've done it anyway. So yeah, I think that's it. Oh yes, no, there was one other thing. You know how a while ago I said I wasn't going to do Let's Plays anymore because the first part did okay and then the second part did crap, and it was demoralising and it was just a waste of time because no one was watching it. And it's not a kind of old time is money friend sort of thing, because as you know, advertising on the channel makes fuck all. It did to begin with, and now it makes even less because of the adpocalypse. It's purely down to the fact that if I put a video out and 300 people watch it, I know that that wasn't a great video to make because I'm only reaching that number of people. Like, only that number of people are being in any way entertained by it, which is crap because I want all of you to be entertained by pretty much everything. I know it's a completely unattainable goal, and to say it's ambitious is to put it one way. To say it's a really naive way of looking at it is probably the more correct way. But I want to aim for the most people watching stuff and enjoying stuff and just seeing the content as possible. And the first part of doing the Halo mod, Sins of the Prophets, for Sins of the Solar Empire Rebellion. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. That did really well, and I was really happy with it, and people liked it. There was feedback. I got quite a lot of feedback. Can you do another part? And I was like, yeah, all right. Did another part. Didn't even get half the views of the first part, which is exactly what happens with all the Let's Plays that I do. And it's just not worth it because you guys don't watch it. And that's not a guilt trip thing. That's not me saying you suck, you're not watching my videos, fuck you. It's just a statement of fact. You're not watching it, so there's no point me making it. Because I'm making videos for you. I'm not making them for the sheer hell of it. I'm making them because I want you to watch something, to be entertained, to be, you know, to find something interesting or different or funny. And if you're not watching, you're not getting anything out of it. So it was a little experiment. It was worth a try, but it didn't work again. So the chances of seeing a second Let's Play series, maybe in the future I might consider doing one and putting it out over the weekends. But you won't see a Let's Play series take over the regular slots of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Oh my god, my mouth is just disconnecting from my brain mid-sentence. Yeah, so that's pretty much what is happening with that. Do not worry about content on the channel, okay? The website is not going to take away from that. As I've already said, the time I dedicate to the channel is not changing. The time I dedicate to streaming is not changing. The website is filling in all those little gaps where I can't work on the channel in between. That's what it is. Because the other thing as well is that to record, I need to sit in front of this computer right here that's got that camera attached and this microphone, and that's the only way really I can record. If I want to edit, I've definitely got to be sitting in front of this computer because there's nothing else in this house capable of editing anything. Whereas with writing, I can do it on my iPad. I can even do it on my phone if I want, although it's not great. I can nick my wife's laptop downstairs and do it from there. It just allows me to keep doing stuff, to keep writing, to keep making content, pretty much wherever I am, whenever I feel like it, which is exactly what I want to do. It's ideal. It's just more stuff. More stuff for you. No extra ads, no extra inconvenience. It's just additional content on top of what I already do. If you really do like the sound of that, then as I say, there's a link to Patreon in the description below. If you want to check out the website, and if you go, your writing's terrible, I'm not supporting you for that, that's fine too. Hopefully it's not. I really hope it isn't. It's gonna be a learning experience, but I don't know. I'm already really enjoying it. I enjoyed putting the website up, and I enjoyed writing the first proper article for it. So hopefully it'll just get better from here, and I'm hoping that it didn't exactly start out bad. Oh, and finally, yeah, I got rid of the face. The face hair was trimmed. It was getting a bit excessive. Also my actual hair as well. It was getting a bit excessive, and I realised that I wasn't doing anything with it, not because I wanted it long, but because I simply couldn't be bothered to even sort out my own face. And at that point I was like, not great. Should probably do something about that. So I did. It'll grow back. I want it back already. I want a beard back proper. So it's not even going to stay like this for any length of time. It's almost pointless, but you know, it's the statement of intent that makes the difference. Yeah, I think that's it. Can't think of anything else. I think that's all the announcements, all the discussion for the channel. Yeah, I think that's about it. And again, I apologise if I'm looking dreadful and tired and incoherent, and well, you can't look incoherent, but coming across as a bit incoherent. Just so tired at the moment. It's just very difficult to keep up with me, which is a weird way to put that, but you know what I mean. I've already explained it. Anyway, I'm going to stop blithering, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to go and leave you to check out the very first article on the brand new KerryOth.tv website. I really hope you enjoy it, and I hope you keep visiting the site for more. I think that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. There's more videos, there's the usual subscribe and Patreon bollocks floating around somewhere. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Toodaloo.